I'm going to show you how to make this dress you're seeing. Okay, it's actually a process. I have a lot of video on how to make corsets, but I will just be highlighting some of them. All right, so these are the fabric I'm working with. These are the fabric I'm working with. This sequence fabric, and then the upper side is going to be suede. All right, I'll be sueding it. And if you look at the side of that gown, it has something on the side of that gown. I'll be using this actually for the side. All right, I'll be using this sample material for the side. Okay, so this is a satin. I'll be using satin to line it up. All right, so if today is your first time of coming to our channel, please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and subscribe if you've not. All right, so we just go right inside the class as we are. Now, the person I'm working with, her nipple to nipple measurement is 5 inches. Okay, it's 5 inches. So I'll put my 5 inches, 5. So I have 5 inches. Now I'm making a one-sided basque, okay, and this one-sided basque is an updated version of what I have. I already have it on my channel, on this channel, but I want to update it. Okay, so this is the updated version of the one-sided basque. Okay, now we are going to create something like an Edwardian corset. Okay, you know, it's usually very long, sometimes inside the skirt, the lower part. All right, so I'm creating an Edwardian corset, and with it I'll be using it to create the one-sided bags. Just stay tuned. All right, now I'm going to take my my dart. I'll be using 1 inch on this part and then 1 inch on this part. All right, so I'll take it down. Just take it down. Okay, so now the next is to check your upper bust measurements. Because I'm working for a large size, the upper bust measurement of this person, I'll be using 7.5 for her upper bust measurements. Okay, so this is our upper bust line. Now we're going to check what we have. So I have a total of 9 inches divided by 2. We should have around 4.5, which is here. So this is half of this place. The distance from here to here, this is the half. All right, so I'm going to connect with my French curve. I'll connect my darts, and then I'll connect this one too. And so I'm going to come to this place. I'll take 1.5 here, and then here I'll take 1 inch here. So I'm going to connect also. And the reason why I took 1.5 here is for my bust tightening. All right, so once we do this, the next we will take is our cleavage allowance. I'll take it as half inch. Now from this place, I'll come from this 7.5. I will come down with 1 inch, giving me 8.5. Okay, and so from there, from that 8.5, I'll connect my neckline. All right, so I have my cleavage allowance. All right, you can see. So now we remember where our center bust point is. It's now here. Remember this place. Okay, so this is our bust point. This automatically becomes our bust point. That's where the half of the our bust point is. So what will happen is now I'm going to connect my core. I'll use a dot to connect it. So I've connected this part. Remember, the bust is usually fuller on this part. So we should have around 4.5 here. 4.5. So here should be 5 inches. So I'm putting 5 inches here. So I'll connect my 5 inches. And then the same 5 inches, I'll make sure I have the same 5 inches here too. So we'll connect it. So I need to connect this one too. With the help also of my French comb, I'm going to connect it, okay? So I've connected it. So this is our corset. Now for the neckline, I'll be needing, I'll be using the upper side as my yoke. So I'll be putting my neckline. I'll take 4 inches, and then around here I'll be using 3.5. That's for the front neckline. And then here is it. So I will slope my shoulder with 1 inch. So let's slope with 1 inch. So I've just sloped. Now we'll start taking a measurement. The bust I'm working with is 46 divided by 4. I have 11.5. I'll add 3 inches for my allowance. Now for the underbust I'm working with underbust of 41 divided by 4. I have 10.125, which is somewhere here. I'll add 3 inches for my allowance, and then 2 inches for the darts. Okay, so I'm going to come to my hip line. Okay, to my hip. This dress is I'm going to be putting rope on the back side. So I won't be touching the waist because I want it to snatch very well. I'll just go to the hip straight. Now the hip I'm working with is 52 divided by 4. I have 13 inches. So I'll put my 3 inches for allowance, and then we are going to connect. And then I'll just go up with the highest measurements. Alright, now I wouldn't want here to look very sharp, so I'll be adding just a little backs to that place. So I'll be using 2 inches for the basque. So I'll connect just a little basque, not much. Alright, so this is it. Now I'm going to cut it out. Okay, I'm going to cut it out here. I'm going to indicate all these lines. First of all, the neckline, all right, and this place. And then I'm going to also indicate the first bust point line, that's on 10 inches, all right. And then the next line you're going to indicate is the dot line around this area, all right. So once I do this, I will set this aside, okay. It's an easy way of cutting your back. So now on the armhole area, I'm going to come in with I'll come down with 5 inches, which is around here. And so from the bust point, which is at 10 inches here, I'm going to connect it to that armhole line. Okay. Now here you are going to determine what kind of neckline you want. All right, so I would want it to have something like a rope on the back side. So I'll be using 3 inches, sorry, 3 inches for my deep. Okay, so this is the 3 inches, and then around here, from here I'll come down with 3 inches. Okay, and then I will come out here with about 3 inches also. My tape is not complete, that's why I'm doing that. All right, I noticed my tape was not complete, so from here I'll just give it a curve. Okay, so automatically this place is going to be closed, but if you so wish to come up out more, you can. Remember, we are going to remove 1 inch from this place because we are adding rope to this. So let's remove the 1 inch. Remember, we are removing 1 inch from the back side. You can remove 1.5, you can remove 2 inches. It all depends on how open you want your work to be. So because of that, I'm going to still extend this with extra 1 inch from here. So I'm going to come in this way. So you can see how it is. All right, so this automatically becomes our back. All right, now this is the dart. Remember the dart around here. I'm going to carry it up, so meet what? The chest line, because I want to still demarcate it. All right, so now it's time to remove, to recalculate. So the bust I'm working with is we said 46 divided by 4, we have 11.5, which is here, and 3 inches is for our allowance. Okay, then the underbust, this, yes, which is around here, is 41 divided by 4, we have 10.125. we add 3 inches for allowance, and then the hip we're working with is 52 divided by 4. 52 divided by 4, 52 divided by 4, we have about 13 inches. 13 plus 3 inches, so it's from here this way. So we are going to trim that off. So this is our back side. So I'm going to cut it off this way, so we get the yoke out of the way. So this is our yoke. Open up the neck parts and then cut the side. And then you cut off this 1 inch. Remember, it's going to have loop on the back, rope on the back, so you can remove 1, you can remove 1.5, or even 2. It all depends on how open you want. So I'm going to open up this dart. I'm just doing a basic dart here, just cutting straight. I'm not adding any. So at the end, it's going to be this way. All right. So around this area, you can, if you are attaching button to it, you should leave it this way. But if it is a rope you are attaching to this place, I will suggest you just remove 1 inch. Okay, so we are removing 1 inch because we are attaching what rope to it. Now we are going to indicate where it's up and down. So this is our up, so that if you are cutting your net, you know how to cut. So with this now, I'm going to trace out my fabric with it. But before then, let's cut the front side. Okay, remember the front side. So we cut this out. Take off the neck. This one. So like I said, I am making the one-sided bags updated. I'm updating it, all right? So this is the updated version. So we are going to cut our fabric exactly this way. After we are through with joining, that is where we'll now what slash, we'll now trace out our one-sided bags, all right? Just keep following. So now I am going to set this aside. I'll cut up the fabric. I'll cut it out, though I'll be showing that part on my next tutorial. Today is just the cutting aspect, all right? I'll be showing that on my next tutorial. So I'll go ahead and cut out my sleeve. My sleeve is the net sleeve. The net has beads on it. I forgot to bring it home. I'm cutting from home today, but I'll show us when we are sewing it. So I will trace out my fabric with this paper, this pattern. But before then, let's do the back side. Let's do the lower parts, okay? All right. I didn't know my video was not videoing. This is an A-line. I need to explain again. This is an A-line, okay? So if you recall, my this thing I'm working with, my underbust length was 16 inches. I had extra 3 to it, 1 2 3, giving us 19. So I'll place my tape at 19, which is this one, and then I'll take my hip at 25.5, and then the new I took at 37.5, and the length of my gown is 64 inches. All right, so the waist I'm working with is 44. I divided by 4, 11. I added 3 inches. Then my hip, the hip I'm working with is 52 divided by 4. I have 13 plus 3 inches. Whatever I have here, I minus 1 inch. I am minus 1.5 inch. So 13 minus 1.5, I have 11.5. So I put it here. All right. So when I came to the lower part, that is the flag part, what I did here was, whatever I have here, I had about 15 inches. After I added both my allowance, I had 15.5. This is a 15.5 here. So I added extra 7 inch for my flake. It all depends on what you want. So I didn't know my camera was not videoing. So that's why I'm trying to explain again. So now this is the front part. I'm going to cut out the back side. Okay. I'll place my fabric this way because the fabric is fuller on this area. So I'll place it this way. I'll add 2 inches for my zip allowance. And then we are going to cut. Alright? So let's cut. So I'm going to open up the back side. Remember, it's the zip allowance area. So this is it. So now there's something I want to show us in front of that gown. As you can see the gown, on that place that there's a flounce. That is on the left hand part of the gown, the lower part. That place that you saw a flounce. There's a joint in there. The other part is another kind of fabric. So that's what actually I want to show us on this one, this particular cutting. So I'm going to measure what I have here, and I'll get the center. Measure what you have on the. So let's get the center. So I have 28 inches divided by 2. With 8 divided by 2, it should be 16. Is it 16? No, 14 inches. So this is our center here. So half of 14 should be 7. So which is around here. around here, okay? But I'm going to measure where my dart is going to be. So my dart is around 5 inches, which is here. So from this place, from where this dart is, I'm going to come down with about let's say 15 inches. So we are going this way, okay? So this is how it went, this way. So I'm going to chop this place off, all right? If I chop here off, I'll be using this fabric to what? To replace that area. That was the reason why I brought this fabric into what we are doing. So as you can see the design there, look at it very well. There was a joining around there. Okay, so I'll be using this fabric to what? To complete that area. All right, so I'll be drawing the curtain here, and I'll see you again on my next video. In my next video, I'll be showing you how to couple all this together. All right, okay, so if you find it very helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again in my next class. My name is Cynthia. Bye.